Hello and welcome back to the Twin City Film Fest 10th anniversary day 6 here at the red carpet, sponsored by Ballard, Spahr, and your host Gabi Del Moral. And next to me we have an amazing group of people. We have the creators of the Ringmaster. Next to me I have Zach Capp, and then I have Dave Newberg and Molly Dworsky. Dworsky. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having us.
So please tell us a little bit, let's tell the audience a little bit about the film.
Sure.
Without giving it away.
Sure. This film is a true labor of love for me. It's pays homage to an amazing family from Worthington, Minnesota, and they had a restaurant that was very famous for 6 decades called Michael's Steakhouse, and they were famous for their onion rings. The masses would come from all over, and I had these onion rings as a child, and Washington Post even called them the best in the world. And it started out as a film about me wanting to pay homage to these onion rings, but it evolved into a story where my crew kind of turned the cameras on me and shot our behind-the-scenes struggles of making this film. And I would say what started as a story about onion rings evolved into a film about mental health, addiction, and ultimately Alzheimer's disease. And I'm proud to announce that a large portion of any proceeds from this film are going to benefit Alzheimer's and neurological research. And
that is amazing. It's amazing that you do that.
And the film also features cameos from Kiss the Band and an exciting ending in Las Vegas, which I'm not going to spoil. But
okay.
And I'm very grateful for these two next to me who helped give the story its voice.
So you start writing your own story, but then you guys were also bringing part of the writing once you start seeing what was happening, correct?
Yeah. Zach worked for a while, for like 3 years on this before we really came into the picture. And we saw what he did, and we knew the crew that he had hired, and we kind of told them behind Zach's back to start shooting Zach. And so we were hoping to get a different story than what Zach was telling. We ended up being able to do that, but we combed through a lot of footage. Zach had already shot like 300 hours of footage before we became involved, and then Molly and I spent 9 months going crazy in an editing room. Yeah.
So at what point, once you guys started doing the onion ring, the documentary, at what point you two saw, okay, we need to take over and see, start shooting about him? At what point when you started?
I joined after that decision had been made. That was Dave's call before I even really was acquainted with these two. I just started dating Dave when he joined the project, and I can't leave well enough alone, and decided that I wanted to help too. So it became sort of the brainchild of the three of us arguing with each other about what is this movie about, and are you comfortable with this movie being about you instead of what you originally set out for it to be?
It was so funny to me. Well, I mean, Zach, like I said, had spent 3 years and like so much money, like just too much money, and to me it was very funny for someone to like give that much of their life to a movie about onion rings. I just couldn't believe that it was happening. I was like, that's the more interesting story.
So of the 3 years that people were working hardcore on the film, the first 2 were Zach's vision, and the last one was Dave's vision.
And the new vision of the movie, I mean, it required me to be vulnerable about certain parts of my life.
How did you feel about that?
It took me a long time to accept it. And Dave had mentioned that I spent a lot of money making this movie. I actually used the inheritance that my grandfather left me to make this movie, and he told me all my life that he wanted me to be a filmmaker. So I wanted to pay homage to him and also pay homage to this amazing family from Worthington, Minnesota. So...
Wow, what an amazing story. Yeah.
Well, I like to tell people that this movie, it's very much like an onion, and that there are so many layers to this story. So,
well, and a little bit what we talked prior to the interview, you mentioned that this film touches very sensitive topics that within our society there is not enough awareness.
That's absolutely right. I mean, the film definitely shines a light on in the end, Alzheimer's disease and addiction. I'm actually a recovering gambling addict myself, and that's part of the story too. The crew thought that I replaced my gambling addiction with this film, and
What do you think?
I mean, in the end, you're just gonna have to see the film and decide for yourself.
All right, now, what happened to Larry? Larry, right? The onion ring man.
He's I don't want to spoil what happens in this film, but Larry, he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, and he's here. He's here tonight, actually. So we're really excited. He's seen the film with Linda, his sister, over 40 times, and they love it, which means a lot to us.
Is Larry here right now?
He's getting dressed.
Oh, we'll need to have him at the red carpet.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Maybe afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much
Thank you.
for being here at the film festival. I hope that you guys are enjoying your stay here in Minnesota.
I'm from here.
Oh, you're from here. Oh, fantastic, fantastic.
This is a Minnesota movie. I mean, a lot of it was shot all over the state, and we're just so grateful to premiere here tonight. We've played this film in New York, Las Vegas, Ohio, but tonight really feels like a true homecoming because this is where it all started.
Well, we're very grateful to have you here.
Thank you.
You know, and being part of this festival. So thank you so much for being here, and good luck, and can't wait to see your film. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Molly. And to you, please stay tuned for more interviews here at the Twin City Film Fest red carpet. Talk to you.